Hey, good morning and welcome back to the channel Drawing with Michael. I am Michael. Today I am posting a time-lapse video of just a doodle that I do. I try to do a doodle every morning before I do my professional work, and this particular drawing is exactly that. I'm working in Procreate on the iPad 12.9, the latest iteration, and I figured I would post a video. Today I'm working on Beans. For those of you who follow my channel, you know who Beans is. He is part of a duo called Frank and Beans of a children's book story that I've been toying around with for a while, and this is the alligator. There's an alligator and a bear. Frank is the bear, and Beans is the alligator. He's more of a free spirit, so I like to draw him a little bit more, whereas Frank is a little more solemn, but he's kind of the strength behind the relationship. Anyway, so Procreate, my goodness, there's so much going on with this program. It's always being updated. They're always adding great new features, and for those of you who use Procreate, kudos to you. It is a very inexpensive program, of course. I believe it's $10 or $15 or something like that. And for what you get an extremely robust program that you can save in multiple formats, work in layers. It's got effects and selection tools and great brush and a great rendering engine for the Apple Pencil, and it is really good. I really like it. I had done a review on my channel of the iPad Pro 10.5. I was not too positive about it. And then, of course, the 12.9 I received during the holidays from a client of mine. And I wasn't too positive about that either. But the more and more that I use this, and I stated this as well in the program, or not the program, but the video, that I had not used the iPad Pro as a professional tool that much. But the more and more that I utilize it, and the more that I use it, it becomes kind of a go-to for sketching, and that's kind of what this is. Sit down on my couch, and I basically, sit down and draw and just have fun, in the morning. As you see, there's quite a few issues going on with this particular drawing. As I look at it and I'm going through the video, obviously the head's too big. I'll go ahead and fix that here in a few minutes, but as I'm going through this particular drawing and, fixing the gesture, that arm really gave me some grief. I wanted it to be a really active gesture. It's not as active as I would like it. And I think artists that, do these kind of things, and there's a few tangents in there that I don't like. And as I went through this drawing, I actually, thought about just erasing it and giving up. Yeah, that arm's horrible looking. I was trying to get the right pose, and I was, I kind of struggled on this drawing, but I wanted to finish it, to show you guys, that a doodle can turn out to be something cool. So drawing every day. I know it's not an easy thing to do. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with that hand right there. I had no idea what's going on with that hand. Drawing every day is not the easiest thing to do, I know, and sitting down and carving out 20 and 30 minutes for yourself, or 45 minutes, or whatever you guys do. But, I watch a lot of videos and YouTube videos while I work and listen and advice, and I, buy tutorials and stuff, and I'm always trying to learn something new about myself. And that's kind of what these drawings are. They're kind of an investment in myself. You see right here, I'm changing from a kind of a t-shirt to a hoodie. I wasn't having issue per se on the anatomy. I just, I started going through and it just worked better to have a hoodie. So, that's what's great about Procreate. You can go in and just erase and, in the digital environment and really just have some fun. There you go. See, that's the final gesture that I ended up with. But yeah, drawing something every day or every other day or every week, once a week, or once every 2 weeks for yourself is something that I really recommend. Investment. It's one of those deals where you're constantly, if you're an artist or an illustrator or somebody in the professional field, you're constantly doing stuff for other people. And after you get done with doing stuff for other people, you sit down or you stop for a moment, and you realize you haven't done anything for yourself, and you look at your body of work and it's just professional work. One of the things that I really endeavored to do, especially in the past 4 or 5 years, is really sewing back into myself, with learning new programs and learning how to do things a little bit different and seeking and really coming to a different evolution of who I am as an artist. And that's what I encourage you guys to do, is to really stop for a moment, try something new, try something different. And I harp this over and over and over on my channel. I'm so sorry, but it's extremely important to me to be able to learn and do things, in such a way that it really sews back into who I am as an artist. So I'm kind of in that point in my artistic style and feel, and I'm trying to change the way I do things a little bit. And it's you keep falling back on that same system of how you do things. And honestly, I want to change the way I do things. The way I render, the way I draw, not necessarily the way that I draw, but the way I render, the way I paint. I look at some of my older pieces and I saw that I had a much more painterly style. And now, just because of the way that I work professionally, being a toy designer and stuff, I've always had to kind of fall back on that hard line. But hopefully in the next few weeks, in the next month, in the next 6 months, year, I'm going to really endeavor to be a painter. When I was in college, I really loved to paint, oil paint, acrylic paint. And that's something that I love to do. And in these digital programs, with the different rendering engines and emulation, you can really make paintings look quote unquote real. So you see here that I'm using the standard brush that comes with Procreate, which is a sketch. I believe it's a 6B pencil. I recently went kind of on a hog wild purchase thing with brushes because I was getting into the sea. Any of you guys watch my channel, you see that I've done some fish and a whole sea life series. And, wanting to get some of those brushes to really add, to my repertoire. I watched a video the other day of an artist kind of putting down on brushes. And it wasn't, in my opinion, that's his deal. I use brushes as a tool. It doesn't define my art. I use them as a tool and something to accent, and he indicated that he wanted to keep with the stock brushes. And I'm like, well, the stock brushes, everybody has those. So you're basically using the same brushes as everybody else. Because I think that was one of his arguments. You buy brushes and you're buying brushes that other people have. But at the end of the day, brushes are just a tool, guys. Don't fret over them. Don't rely upon them to make your artwork, not aesthetically, but contextually, in the context of what your artwork is. Don't let those brushes, define your artwork. Your artwork should be about character and story and telling the story and pose and gesture and anatomy and everything else that makes the art piece an art piece. The brush isn't going to solve any issues, but I use the brushes as a tool. And if it makes life go faster, then I'm going to use the brush. A lot of times I've got just my set number of brushes, maybe 4 or 5 that I use. Same thing in Photoshop. I've probably got 1,000 brushes, but I only use like 5 of them, so it's kind of a waste. I do the same thing in Sketchbook Pro. But yeah, this is Beans, and he's shredding some pavement, baby. He's, not so much a skater, but he just likes having fun. He likes climbing trees. He likes swinging on a swing. He likes, extreme sports and just having fun. He's kind of that character in your life that, not so much you envy, but you look at and you go, gosh, why is he having so much fun? And that's kind of what Beans is. Beans is the balance to Frank. Frank being a huge Russian grizzly bear. He's kind of not a curmudgeon-y kind of guy, but he's very introspective and reflective on life. And, those are kind of 2 characters of myself. I like to have fun and be outgoing, but also I like to look at life and enjoy life. So I encourage you to draw something every day and enjoy life and take it from Beans, man. Beans is having fun. So you go out, draw something, Enjoy life, like and subscribe, hit that button, and we'll see you next time.